Wake up.
We must stay focused, brothers.
Wake up.
Hey everyone, Thordan Smash here. Today we have some unfortunate news. You might have heard about the recent EA, Respawn, and Apex Legends layoffs, and it is going to be impacting the studio, especially when it comes to new content, updates, bug fixes, and pretty much everything you can imagine, because when you lay people off, well, things usually aren't running as smooth as they normally are. Now, we are also going to give out one of the Octane Heirloom recolors. All you guys got to do is like, comment, subscribe, and a winner will be announced in tomorrow's video. Without further ado, let's talk about what these layoffs mean for Apex Legends. So, it should be no surprise at this point that both Apex Legends and Respawn are dealing with quite a bit of an issue, especially when it comes to their boss, Electronic Arts. As most of you have seen, as reported by Alpha Intel, layoffs have now hit the Apex Legends development team. Unclear how many staff have been affected. One staff member even said, "The way I was treated was so cold and inhumane during the process today, just tossed out like the trash." And a number of leakers and insiders have actually heard about this as well. Exo Madera, who I do know has a lot of friends at the Respawn office, did say, "It goes on and on. I wonder how many employees are left. I'm hallucinating the number of messages that get through," as he's received a number of responses from devs saying that they have been let go. And this isn't just new people on the staff. Alex Ackerman, you might know her as Alex Frostwolf on Twitter, who was one of the original devs right around the time when Apex Legends launched, said, "After 20 seasons of Apex and 5 years at Respawn, nearly to the day, my job has been made redundant and I have been laid off. Working on this game and supporting this community has truly been the honor of my career and a highlight of my life. Thank you for everything, Legends." And something that we need to focus on right now is the reason why it might be redundant. And that's because Alex is a social media manager lead for the game. She does a great job at it. She's bridged the gap between developers, the studio, the publisher, and the community for a very long time. But Andrew Wilson, the CEO of EA, even said very specifically in an interview literally like 2 weeks ago that EA is going to be embracing generative AI deeply, and through its use, they want the company to become more efficient in its development phase. According to an internal study, 60% of the development processes have a high feasibility of having benefits from the use of generative AI. He said it will help EA and Respawn get to greatness much more quickly by making the process 30% more efficient. It gets a little bit worse though, because the literal next quote says how AI can be beneficial in terms of monetization, stating that players could be provided with more personalized and bespoke content that they would be more willing to purchase, and added that the inclusion of AI will help them get 10 to 20% more revenue from microtransactions. Overall, this basically means the age of AI is finally upon us, and some people's jobs, like a social media lead, can be automated to a degree by AI. But it's not just Alex that has been laid off. There's a number of employees, like we said, and this is going to be a ripple effect for Apex Legends, because Apex has not been meeting the money standards since I think like season 15 or 16. They've even reported in season 17 that the Apex franchise was below the levels we had anticipated, reflecting the challenging market dynamics. And they have been throwing a lot of content away. Apex Mobile, if you guys don't remember it, lasted about 1 year and then was officially shut down and canned, although they are apparently working on it again to come out in the near future, but we'll actually see if that happens with all these layoffs. Don't forget that there was an Apex Legends single player game that was also scrapped that featured BT and other Titanfall characters that looked really, really promising. That was officially canceled as well. There's the Respawn Star Wars solo game that was also shut down, and there was news of a brand new video game being worked on, which is a Titanfall game, but we'll actually see if that ends up coming to fruition, because so far every single project that Respawn, other than the Star Wars Jedi Survivor series, has worked on has been basically thrown in the trash, just like they did with their employees, as was stated by one of them. And it'll be interesting to see if Apex Legends / Respawn will actually survive the EA treatment. They have a huge issue with shutting down studios that have been successful for them. Pandemic would be a good one that launched the original Star Wars Battlefront and the Mercenaries game, but EA kind of just burns through studios. They've kind of almost forgot about the BioWare studio. I think they're working on a Mass Effect game now and a Dragon Age game, but they basically husked that entire studio out to make it useless. And this means that probably in the future, we're going to get more lazy recolor events like the Inner Beast one, as more and more staff get laid off, bug fixes are going to be an issue, and we run into the issue with the ship of Theseus, which is a thought experiment about whether an object is the same object after having all of its original components replaced, which is Respawn at this point. There may be a few staff members left from when the game originally launched and who helped create the game that we loved in season 1 through, I don't know, 8 or 9, but slowly they've all been phased out and either created their own studios, been laid off, or just no longer work there. And when you look at the content we got in 2023, it's clear where Apex Legends and Respawn are going. We had 2 new Legends, Ballistic and Conduit. We got some new reworks like Revenant and Charge Rifle. We only had 1 new weapon last season. They did add 6 new gameplay items. 0 new maps, that's very important to know, 1 additional mode in mixtape, which is Team Deathmatch. They updated the map twice on World's Edge and Stormpoint, 6 new LTMs, and modified LTMs 4. But if you look at the very top right one, that is 14 collection events. You could combine any 2 on this list and you would still have less than the amount of collection events we got released last year, which shows that the core component that EA is pushing for this game over and over again is going to be the selling of cosmetics. We also are waiting on the new map, which should be releasing in season 21 or 22. It's still not confirmed when it will be coming out. We're still waiting on the new Legend Altar, but all this stuff is going to continue to slow down, and with the use of AI and generative techniques, like the CEO of EA literally just said, they're going to continue to focus on selling us as much stuff while also spending less on giving us good content, which is going to be a major issue and which could very well cause the collapse of Apex Legends as a competitive game. Let me know down below, what are your thoughts on EA, the way that they've handled Respawn, and how are they handling what to them is a billion-dollar franchise? Also, don't forget to check out my other videos right here on this other channel where I cover all types of different gaming news, Helldivers Pal World to the finals. And as always, keep slaying in the Outlands, and I'll see you guys out there.